Good evening. Here we are at our bedroom talk. And
What's our subject tonight?
well, you know what? Last night we didn't post anything. So, but I had asked if anybody had a proposition that they wanted to discuss. Actually, it was more related to those out of state because we know that we're going to cover the stuff for California. But we had somebody that asked if we would talk about the condoms for porn stars.
So here we are at Bedroom Talk talking about condoms for porn stars. It's
Proposition 60.
California Proposition 60. Uh,
But I want you guys to see this. Okay? My husband goes through these and
actually,
he highlights things in it. And he also comes up with, he goes in depth on this stuff to find out who's behind.
I actually didn't read the actual law. Here it says it's 16 pages, the actual law. So it's a complicated law.
Well, and they give us a brief summary of 4 pages worth.
Right. But you can go in the back and read it, and maybe I will later.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of other propositions. So we need to get to it. Our time's going to run out.
I know it's going to run out.
So condoms for porn stars. The in reading the whole description there, it kept hinting that there was one person behind it all. And it came up a couple of times. So I did a little investigation, see if I could find out who this guy was. And it's a guy by the name of Michael Weinstein. He's the head of the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. I assumed that this was put up by some conservative people that wanted to try and drive the porn industry out of California by forcing them to wear condoms, and then they would go, "Well, forget it. We'll leave the state or go to another country." Mm-hmm. Evidently, that's not what's going on. This guy's a homosexual, and he's an AIDS activist, and he has been for quite a while. Runs the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, and he really concentrates on AIDS prevention, and he kind of was focused on two areas. One is promoting gay marriage, figuring that will lead to monogamy and help stop the spread of AIDS, and another is the use of condoms. And he actually sponsored there was a measure in 2012 called Measure B in Los Angeles County, and it was exactly this. It was porn stars needed to wear condoms. And come to find out, that's already the law because Cal OSHA, which is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, who governs all kinds of safety requirements, already requires the wearing of condoms. The problem is enforcement. It's really dependent on, they've had it dependent on someone placing a complaint before Cal OSHA comes to investigate. And so nobody complains because they're all in the same industry and profit from it. And so there were only in 2 years of its existence, it's only been enforced against 4 companies. So enforcement's an issue. So Michael Weinstein evidently put together this proposition to change a number of things to make it harder hitting. So a couple of those are who can be penalized. It's now it's the producer, the talent agency, and even the distributor can be fined if they're producing porn without using condoms. And another one that's even more shocking, when we talk about porn, shocking, is that anybody can turn them in. So absolutely any citizen, anybody can turn them in. There's
provided you have watched the film.
I guess so. I don't know how you
prove.
I assume yeah, and then there's other things that make it hard to prove because they don't have to actually see the condom in the. So we don't want to get into too many details.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of unusual because usually, that kind of stuff's left open to law enforcement. And if the law enforcement doesn't pursue it and prosecute, then individuals can bring a civil case, and the individuals or whoever's going to sue can take 25% of the settlement, and the 75% goes to the government general fund, state general fund. So that's kind of the summary of what goes on in it. Uh, it seems to me like the government and Michael Weinstein have been bumping heads for a while. That he passed this, what they call it? They passed this Measure B, and it caused them all kinds of heartache for enforcement. And when it came to the porn industry, they just rather look the other way. And so, you're looking the other way. So anyway, it seems like many of the government agencies are against this proposition. So, end result, there's different things as to how much money it would cost or save, because they're talking about, well, there is a lot of AIDS and other diseases and stuff that are spread within the industry. Costs about $500,000 per case. A lot of that falls on the government for treatment, and so it could save some money. Others are saying it's going to cost $1 million a year in enforcement and other things, and you could tie up the courts with all kinds of suits. Some are saying, well, individuals are going to profit by suing. I don't know. I can't tell you. My guess is in some cases they might go after the big producers, and they might go somewhere else, which personally I think might be really good. Might clean up some of the stuff, because it is LA County and San Bernardino County that are big producers. San Fernando Valley. Yeah, that's LA County.
Oh, that's right.
So, so that might clean up a few areas around here. On the other hand, the mom and pop shops could continue to produce them in their bedroom talk, or whatever they want to call it, and put it out on the internet, and probably nobody will go after them. There's no big dollars. So who knows what the actual effect would be. I guess you can decide for yourself, but that gives you a little background on it. Hope that's helpful. Any thoughts?
Do I really have to vote on this?
You don't have to vote on anything. It's like,
I mean, it's like, who comes up with this stuff?
Michael Weinstein.
I guess so.
So that's it for Prop 60. Tell us your thoughts.
All right.
All right. Talk to you next time.